Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. We are on video number 33 of Magisterium, introducing the Nicolaitans. Use EBERITH sources, not Greek or Latin. The Latin letters we use on the internet attempt to imitate the sounds of the EBERITH letters. In the Scripture of Truth, we find 5 letters used 216 times in this arrangement. Yod, He, U, Shin, Ayin. The last 2 letters are a suffix, Shin, Ayin, used in another name, Elisha. The various spellings, nukud marks, and apostrophes can be dispensed with when we carefully analyze the 5 letters in an interlinear, even if seen in Aramaic letters. Roscoe, stop! At the link, look at the spelling above the word Joshua, an inaccurate word, and read the Aramaic lettering from right to left. And that came from biblehub.com, interlinear Zechariah, and then /3.htm. What do you see from this evidence, and which transliteration is arranged best from these popular spellings? Yeshua, Yahushua, or Yahshua, or Yahusha. IESV, IHS, IESUS, and JESUS are impossible once you see the evidence. And the arrangements of the 5 letters shown in the interlinear eliminates the first 3 in the above list. Don't just be persuaded, be convinced. Study, but please avoid disputing with those who reject the physical evidence. Nazarene only trust in Yahusha for truth because he purchased us with his own blood. Acts 20:28. At 5:43, Yahusha said he came in his Father's name and they would not receive him. If another comes in another name like Jesus or IESU, him they will receive. Acts 4:12 tells us there is one name, and finding it varied by the world's languages is like a priceless pearl. It's Hebrew. Names are not translated to use as what they mean, but they are called on as they sound in their original language. The name above all names is no longer whispered in secret. It's being shouted from the rooftops. This is happening now. Matthew 23:39. The BYNV uses the transliteration, not translation, of the Hebrew letters Yod, He, U, Shin, Ayin, Yahu plus Shah. The transliteration Elisha is produced from Aleph Lamed Yod Shin Ayin. Yashayahu is produced from Yod Shin Ayin plus Yod He U. The plus Brother Lou added for emphasis, as Hebrew often uses a prefix or suffix to modify the root. Latin letters to produce the sound of foreign words. The YEHO or Yeho spelling is inaccurate, not accurate, since it reflects the effects of the 8th century meddling of the Masoretes, a Karaite sect who added nukud marks to divert the proper utterance. They molested the text to cue a reader to say Adoni in place of the 4 letters of the name. Yod, He, Uhe, Yahuah. Names and places are transliterated to produce the identical sound phonetically, but to translate a word produces the meaning of a word. Many names beginning with the letter Aleph or A have been traditionally turned into other transliterations. For example, Eliyahu became Elijah. Elisha became Elisha with an E. And Yahusha became Joshua. Investigate for yourself. Acts 4:12 grabbed Brother Lou's thoughts the first time he read it. The jeopardy a person is in for denying the name is sin. So, we have to tell you. In the event that some don't yet know who Yahusha is, the translators purge the real name of our Creator. The KJV, an Anglican Catholic version of the Latin Vulgate, inserted a device, IESV, to replace the real name. Now it's everywhere. We are using Latin letters to write our English words here. Our numbers are Arabic, and thankfully not Roman numerals, which also use Latin letters to represent quantities. To break the spell of many misunderstandings, everyone should research the name Yahusha. Yahuah is Yahusha. Hebrews 1:1-3 and Acts 20:28 reveals to us who he is. Belief is dead without obedience. The only Yahusha's indwelling, and only Yahusha's indwelling, can make that happen. Did you know Yahusha is omnipresent? Yahusha is Yahuah, and every knee in Shamayim, or heaven, and Eretz, earth, will bow, and every tongue will admit this when he appears again. Yahusha is the name, Yahuah with the added suffix Shah, deliverer. It's the only EBERITH or Hebrew name given among men to call on for the forgiveness of their sins against the eternal covenant. Other names used to encrypt this name have been used in Greek and Latin translations, such as Iesus, IHS, Iesu, ICXC, and also recently as the 17th century, the term JESUS became the most widely known form. Yahusha raised himself from the dead and said so at Yehuchanan 2:19. He told Philip, the one who sees him has seen the Father. Yehuchanan 15:9. Hebrews 1:1-3 leaves no doubt, but for those who do, we have Revelation 1:8, where he declares he is Al Shaddai. My son, Yahuah, will provide himself as... Sorry about that. My son, Elohim, will provide himself a lamb. Bereshit 22:8, also see Matthew 11:27 and Yashayahu 43:11, which states there is no deliverer besides Yahuah. Yahusha is omnipresent, which no other being in the universe can be, unless that being is the Elohim who made all things, which the only Elohim is Yahuah. All things seen and unseen were created by and for Yahusha. Colossians 1:16. There is a difference between making stuff, forming stuff from other stuff, and creating stuff. Yahusha created all other beings, and one day all the Ruachim, or spirits, I've seen it written as Ruachoth as well, for multiple Ruachs, will worship him. All of the Ruachoth or the Ruachim will worship him, as most already do. The only thing I'm not sure of is if Ruachoth was always used for the evil ones, or if it was used as plural for Ruach. When Philip asked to see the Father, Yahusha said something amazing. Scripture tells us that no one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son. Roscoe, get down! Roscoe! Hey! Get off the couch! Now! Roscoe! I'm sorry. Okay. And who the Son chooses to reveal himself. So those are the only people that know the Father. Matthew 11:27. At Yehuchanan 14:9, Yahusha asked Philip how he could ask to see the Father, having been with him so long. Then he said that he that has seen him has seen the Father. Philip knelt down to say, "My Adonai and my Elohim." Yahusha never told Philip to get up and worship only the Father. Acts 20 tells us the Ruach HaKodesh shed his own blood to purchase us. The greatest Torah instruction is, "Hear Yasharal, Yahuah is our Elohim, Yahuah is one." affirmed by Yahusha at Mark 12:29 from Deuteronomy 6:4. Demons also believe he is one and tremble. Yahuah is Yahusha HaMashiach, but few know this truth. Yahusha's name means I am your deliverer. There is no other deliverer except Yahuah, Yashayahu 42. He will not give his praise to another. See also Hebrews or EBERITH 1:1-3. We will finish there. The next time we will be reading is Santa Fact or Fiction. The Exodus Shemoth, how it's written in that scripture, all of the commandments. Image of the beast, Constantine's sun idol, the cross. And I think that's all we'll have time for, because that one is a few pages long. Torah Rabbah Abba Yahuah, Torah Rabbah Abba Yahuah, Hallelujah, 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 Yahushua, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Ruach HaKodesh. I love you all with an everlasting love, as our Abba Yahuah and the Shamayim loves each and every one of us. Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth.